What's going on, everybody? We are back as always. As you'd expect, we are here for the good stuff, the good times, and of course I am the one and only, your boy Q, back in effect to do this last remaining stretch. So hopefully I say, we're gonna start a little bit early just so we can do this, just so we can get through, hopefully finish off the last bit of Bioshock Infinite due to special request for, let's call it, select parties. We do have a special guest joining us on this stream tonight. It takes place in the form of the frames per second counter in the top right hand corner, because, well, we'll get to why that's there in a little bit, but that's beside the point. Until then, we'll jump straight into where we left off, back into the game. We went into the bank of the Prophet main hall. That's where we were trying to get 3 of those memories or tears or whatever they were called, and that's what we were doing. One of them in here. Find the next tear. Now, it's been a whole 24 hours since I played this game, so let's try remember.
I'll cut you in half.
Damn, went straight off. I was hoping that kind of thing would just go down.
Do it.
On it.
Get back here.
I know they're around here somewhere. Just look at them all.
Here, ammo.
You? How many of these is this gonna set flying?
That's all I have.
They're gonna be hidden everywhere. Every little nook, every little cranny. Fucking Vox Populi. Remember way back when? All yesterday when we were trying to help them? Now they turned on us. There's even more of them. Thank God that changed everyone.
Footsteps seem to go down to the vault.
And that is exactly why we're using that. Although it's going to be pretty sweet to just ransack a bank. Watch as I probably come out with basically no money or something.
Elizabeth?
Give me a second. Done.
151, that's a bit of a rip. Then again, it was only a 1 lockpick deal. Sure, we'll be fine. Plenty to choose from.
More money.
Well, this would be the one place there would be lots of it. Accidental ASMR. Listen to her footsteps.
What's that?
50% of everything people earn here goes right to Comstock as a tithe.
I gotta get me a job in the profit business.
Which way were the footsteps going, though? I didn't see if they were going left or right. Or if they eventually both lead to the same place. $50%, that's some rich tax. I always thought Ireland had some bad tax. I mean, technically we do. Skyline reloader. Jumping on or off a skyline reloads the weapon. Well, that's... no. That's not good enough for me. I need something better than that.
You hold on to this.
She wasn't there a second ago. She'd be better at this whole infiltration thing than I would be. Booker didn't really make the most subtle entrance. But she's a ninja. Hoarder. Something I frequently get called.
Alright, let's see. Type 3 letters to spell the voice.
3 letters.
VOX. Try the typewriter.
Oh, this is the cipher we found outside earlier. In the previous stream, okay.
I know the prophet is a liar, but he cannot be. I know the prophet is a murderer, but he cannot be. For if the future lies only in the imagination of God, why would he reveal it to such a monster?
So for anyone wondering, at the special request of a certain person who was kind enough to join one of the streams and watch and maybe even ask how I'm enjoying Bioshock on this redone playthrough, because he was thinking of buying it himself, and I recommended naturally that he buy it on, you know,
glorious PC Gaming Master Race
than the PS4. And he was talking about how to just the thought of even playing a game on PC. Oh, hello, Crow. Just the thought of playing a PC game made his hands, wrists, and arms swell up.
Kill your oppressor!
So I was saying just for him.
Sniper Booker!
That I'd play it on this. And of course, as he knows, he can watch this at 60 frames per second. And I told him that he'll be able... I'll put the frame counter on so he can watch. And he can just wonder. It's like, man, I wish I could see... Even though I'm seeing this at 60 frames per second, I really wish I could be seeing the other 60 frames as well. Because, well, why wouldn't you be? I still... Oh, is that a crow? I still haven't seen footprints anywhere. Crows, they're everywhere. I'm on to you. Go to... I hear him again. Spectral Sidekick. Dropping a weapon creates a ghostly... No, we don't need that. There she is. There is going to be a crow around here somewhere. Damn it, Lip. There's none of that around here in these parts.
I'm looking! Ammo! Catch! Here you go!
She does it in the middle of trying to kill everyone. I'm onto your shenanigans, Lip. I see what you're after. ain't no bill stream. There's no dab sub goal here. Maybe there should be. Wait, we didn't open the tear?
And if I do this sabotage, all their patents, all of them, Mr. Fink. Now, why does the Prophet want these two killed?
For the same reason Lady Comstock lies buried.
Child. And why does he want me to do it?
Because only you can make it seem an accident.
Find a final
I don't
tear.
think that's the real Lady Comstock. I think she's...
What's that
I
noise?
think she's a combination
Can you
of
unlock this?
herself and my feelings towards her.
What do you mean?
I'm just so angry. At her and at my father.
Can you open this, Elizabeth?
I think she's her, but she's also partly me. I'm not even sure I understand it myself.
She talks a
It's a
lot.
creation not of her womb, but of some unholy science. I do not know which is true. The child is no more divine than I. What says that from my husband's prophecy? He begs my silence, but I can only offer him forgiveness. But with repentance, need come true.
Oh, lovely.
I can suffer his lies no longer.
That's even more. I absolutely agree with you, by the way, Liv. Absolutely agree. Let me just kill this guy. Or her. Let me go into some more detail. Yeah, I definitely agree. Bioshock 2 is definitely better than this. Because she's got too many little followers. So not only is the story is a mess in this game, and everyone claims that, oh, it's a narrative masterpiece. Q, you don't get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm gonna go through a whole big spiel during the credits about how it's terrible, and I understand it, and it's still bad. But Bioshock 2 gets a bad rap because everyone just says, oh, you know, Bioshock 1 was fantastic, and everyone says, well, Bioshock 2 is not as good as Bioshock 1, which is true, and a lot of people were disappointed by it as a direct comparison. But if you play it not as a direct comparison to Bioshock 1, it's actually a good game. Like, it's got good gameplay, it's got a decent story, and, you know, what more can you ask for? Sure, it's not as phenomenal as Bioshock 1, but it's definitely better than this Disasterpiece. I really dislike Bioshock Infinite. Okay, find a final tear. We can go back outside. Oh my god, a loading screen capped at 30 frames per second. Biz would be so happy to see that. Right, so where's our final tear? More footsteps. Probably up this way. Oh, we got some more. No, they got shut down. They got shut down after Bioshock Infinite. That's why there's been nothing from them since. They were on top of the world because they thought, oh yeah, we released Bioshock Infinite, we're amazing, we can do anything, and everybody loves us. And then...
Hey, there's a lockpick over there.
Where? Oh, thank you,
Found
Liz.
some money.
Yeah, they were on top of the world and all the critical acclaim and the praise and all this stuff for Bioshock Infinite. And they were outlining plans for their next project. And then Like out of nowhere, they just get shut down. Where are footprints? The final one. Surely they're here somewhere, right? I've already been in the new test place. Looking up here though. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They went too over budget and there was too many delays and whatnot with Bioshock Infinite. I mean, the game was delayed multiple times with significant delays. And that hurt the game in the long run. I don't know if it turned out to be profitable or not, because the game did go on to sell a decent amount. But apparently, it just wasn't enough. The studio got shut down. I think Ken Levine has a new studio now. I think he founded one himself. And I think it has a lot of the ex-staff members in it. But I mean, just look at Metal Gear Solid 5. You delay a game too many times and development costs go too high. Yeah, it's just not going to go well. I mean, as much as I'm all about delays for quality purposes and whatnot, these companies are a business. These companies are here to make money. If they don't like what it's going to cost them or the return on investment, yeah, it's not going to go too well. They will easily shut this shit down. Whoa, got a little load.
What is anarchy if not a knife in the back of our...
Still looking!
Rejoice!
This is what I'm talking about. My kind of firefight. Oh, that's Liz.
Here! Ammo!
They should open up a Patreon. Well, everyone else does, so I'm not surprised why his studio wouldn't. Well, a Kickstarter I'd understand. I'm just surprised that everyone's not all over him. Like, if I remember right, like I said, Ken Levine, I believe, opened a new studio. And I'm surprised everyone just wouldn't jump to have him as like their own, you know, in their publishing house. Oh, these guys. Oh, look at them all. They're all together. That's a terrible idea.
I've got ammo! Take it!
Thanks.
Elizabeth!
Done!
Morally, I still think this is the best vigor in the game.
You forced my hand.
And I'm overusing the shit out of it because it's so much fun. And where's everyone else still? Later, Liv. I appreciate stopping in. We'll try to upgrade it bigger. See what we have. Oh, I think I have everything I use upgraded, don't I? Oh, I'm using the shock now, shock jockey. That'll do. We'll upgrade that. We'll leave them on. Damage. I also think we have all our main guns already fully upgraded. Burst, RPG, volley. No, I think that's it. I'll upgrade the hand cannon anyway. Just in the odd chance I do use it a little bit. It's not often, but... it's one of my preferred weapon types.
You hold on to this.
Could you take a look at this lock?
Sure thing. It's done.
Someone does not like Lady Comstock. Or whoever these people are. Bullet boon. Increases clip size for all weapons by 50%. Is that not similar to one we have? Increases clip size for all weapons by 75%. So why would you go back? Why would they give you the 50% one this late in the game where we got the other one right at the start?
In front of all the men, the sergeant looked at me and said, "Your family tree shelters a teepee or two, doesn't it, son?" This lie, this calumny had followed me all my life. No! And that day, no man truly called me comrade. It was only when I burnt the teepees with the squaws inside that they take me as one of their own. Only blood can redeem blood.
You know, we're going into the shop. Well, we're going to check this way first.
What a waste. How's the city going to come?
Just lined them all up and shot them.
Maybe it shouldn't.
There's a sniper, Booker!
Oh, headshot.
You're not going anywhere.
There, that one.
Sure thing! I'm not ready.
Go ahead.
Okay!
Taking cover.
Here! Ammo!
Take out a sniper with a machine gun from long range. I didn't even see him. I have a plan to get up there.
Sorry, that's all I've got.
It's alright, Liz. They have it covered. Although I do want to finish checking the other side.
Think you can pick this?
Give me a second.
Wait, that's a hairpin lock. That's a story
All
lock.
done.
Ain't going nowhere.
No!
Oh, that was a bad idea. I didn't even come in here for a fight. I'll finish with that start. What was that? Corpse. Not in here. Oh well. Don't want murder. Oh, it's bringing. Okay, it's back here.
It's locked.
Back to the outside. We can turn around if that's the case. We know where it is anyway. We saw it. We just passed by the building on purpose to explore everywhere. We also want to Check these last couple of buildings over here. There's probably one you can go. Yeah, there's one you can go into. Looks like another one over there.
Yes. More of your finest wine, James. Oh!
Hopefully it doesn't kill the civilian. The rest of them are being a bit weird, but... okay, that wasn't too bad. I expected a little bit better down there, but...
Can you get this open?
Oh, this won't take long at all. Done.
Has to be... oh, yeah, there's an upstairs. That's it? Last man standing. When very low in health, kill an enemy. That's not enough for me to worry about. Right, into our building across the road here.
Elizabeth, little help?
I can do that.
Work your charm.
Got it.
Terror.
You two are dead. I took your funeral photo.
Yes, and made an absolute hash of it.
One doesn't expect a picture of one's corpse
To come across so lifelessly.
Well, that's kind of how corpse functions.
Huh.
Or doesn't function.
Oh.
Can't get a good look at it. Class of 1902. Wasn't that her photo? The one of the guy just by himself? Wasn't that the guy who there's a photo of in a cemetery?
That's insanity. What proof would you have that Mr. Fink would hurt the Lutesses?
The Lutesses told me.
The Lutesses? When?
Yesterday. Yesterday morning.
Rupert! They've been dead these 7 days.
Have they really? Never seemed to stop them before.
Cannon. Catch! I found ammo!
I forgot the black hand. Turn to the Comstock gate.
And anyone who knew the truth was better dead than alive.
I'm not even his daughter. I'm... Tess is not my mother. Neither are you. He killed you both.
Oh no.
I know you hate me for not being your daughter. And I hated you for not being my mother. Come back to me. Come back!
Right, they're all up here.
Okay, catch!
Thanks.
There! That one!
Perfect when you're in the position for it.
I owe you an apology. Comstock used me to bring you back, but I brought back a version of you from the reality that I had built up in my own head. He pretended to love you, like he pretended to love me. I am not your husband's bastard. I am his victim. My days of victimhood are done. We must forgive each other. Because there is one far worse than you or I.
The Prophet killed me.
Because you wouldn't keep his secret about me.
And they blamed Daisy Fitzroy.
If that's so, then why am I alive?
You're not in this world. Maybe this is you in another. A world where you never meet him.
Or where I saved him.
I don't know. Is that possible?
Find out, child. Find out.
Okay.
She got the gate.
Thank you.
Comstock's house. It looks like Bowser's castle from Super Mario World. Bird.
Run, Elizabeth!
Come on, he's on me. She can get out here. Straight through a window.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
Is that how it works? What was in that room, though? Memory. Jesus, he has a hard-on for us.
Stop! Stop it! Stop it! Don't hurt him! I'm sorry! I'm sorry. I never should have left. I never should have left. Take me back. Take me home. Please.
Wait, what happened to killing her instead of her being taken home?
Elizabeth!
I gotta catch up to her.
It's gonna be hard to catch up with the bird.
Come after me if you want. I'm not letting you take her, you hear me? Ah, you feathered piece of shit! I'm not going to...
What? Finish your sentence, Troy.
No. It's July. Elizabeth! Can you hear me?
Get your hands off of me!
She got like miniature terrors going.
Take me back to my tower. Please, please.
Is that?
Our Lady Elizabeth.
Some men dream of money.
Godspeed to
Some
judgment.
men dream of love. My father dreamt of a flood of fire. We were given Eden, and we turned it into Sodom. Why do we
What is this place? What are you planning to do to me?
The Lord gave Noah a fish in the form of a flood.
No sin evades his gaze.
He said, Prophet, I want you to trade a fish for fishermen.
There he is. So we just don't get seen by him. She sounds like she's in a bad spot. Oh damn. He revived all these guys. Sucks to get in. That was easy.
I gotta find a way in. Alright. Listen. I just want to see the girl.
No?
Where are those? Doesn't matter. Just gotta get to the warden's office.
Please. Please, what is this place? Just send me back to my tower.
It's too late for that now, child. Your father gave you a lovely home, and you chose to destroy it.
He's not my father.
Who's that talking to her though?
I suppose the siphon is a kind of leash. Yes, my father put it on me. But when the time came, neither did I remove it myself. What would happen if I took off the leash? And I found I was as obedient as ever.
Like my father, I conceive all that would be,
You're not gonna see me.
might be, and must not be.
I'll probably sneak by these guys. Oh, whoops.
Our
Not sure till
minds
what
are
end, though,
born
or where.
festering with sin. Some are so blighted, they will never find redemption. The mind must be pulled up from the roots. My children
Would you like to pray with me?
without fault,
Please just let me go.
without choice.
We're going to cure you.
I'm not
Is the
sick.
value of
Your
will.
spirit is.
Spirit is found wanting.
All I ever wanted was to see you live up to your potential.
So she was here. Probably recently too.
I'm Dr. Pettifog, Elizabeth, and I'll be taking care of you.
Get away from me.
Defiant, even after all this time. DeWitt just left you here. You need to give up on him, love.
He will come.
Yeah, I'm right behind her. She's only a couple floors up. She just has to hold out for that a little bit longer. Which way's he gonna turn?
The specimen needs to be destroyed. We couldn't even hold her in that tower, and now the prophet. Destroy the lamb? His heir? If we modify the procedure, we could.
Oh fuck.
We save the
Where is he?
sooner or later. If you hold out for DeWitt, you'll just starve to death. Come now.
They're trying to convince her I'm not coming.
And what did the Lord receive in return for his gifts? Eve and her apple, Sodom and Gomorrah. Humanity wrote a bad check, and the blood was the only way to settle accounts.
The child is ready. This time.
Prophet, even if we cure her, why do you think she'll do what you ask?
My daughter has two problems, Doctor. One is the condition your science will cure her of. The other affliction is of a spiritual nature.
What affliction is that?
Hope.
She hopes I'll come. Well, she hopes correctly, at least. Hummingbirds. That was kind of random.
Your surgery is tomorrow, you know. You better eat. Oh, you still expect DeWitt to burst in and rescue you, don't you? It's been 6 months.
6 months?
What? How has it been 6 months? She just got taken away from us a minute ago. Although that would explain the snow. He said it was in basically the middle of summer, so 6 months would put it the middle of winter.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt. But in the end, he is the one who'll have to pay down all of our accounts, won't he? Where does his guilt start and mine end?
Just hold on, Liz, hold on. Where we learn.
A man once promised me that he would free me of my chains. But in the end, he abandoned me to serve his own needs. But in some ways, I thank him. He showed me exactly how much faith our species deserved. God put his faith in men once too. It seems that we have something in common.
Battleship Falls. Hey, we were down there in Battleship Bay. Oh, the cameraman fell off and died.
I did not always love the Prophet. In truth, I ran from his embrace. I even denied that I was his. I followed a man who seemed to be everything my father was not. That man was a fool.
As the days pass, I believe less in God and more in Lutece. My powers shrivel as my regrets blossom. All of this because my father failed me. By the time I realized how far...
After each successful kill, up to 5 weapon damage is increased. Resets 10 seconds after last kill.
I'd gone.
Not gonna bother with that.
It was too late to stop it. But there is still one last chance at redemption for both of us.
There wasn't enough ammo to justify keeping the machine gun. Or the repeater, whichever one I had.
There's the switch.
undone. I cannot stop what I have put in motion. But perhaps I can keep it from ever starting. He was my first hope. And now, he is my last.
Okay, well, that's not too bad. We're gonna get out of here anyway.
Should be able to head downstairs and get to Elizabeth now.
Oh, fuck!
I'll cripple you.
It's not something you're expecting to see right behind you. Repeater ammo. Maybe I can get a repeater here with lots of ammo. No, it all seems to be machines and stuff.
Finish my Father's work. As he baptized me with water, I shall baptize my Father with fire. And with that, for the coming of the salvation until the fire floods the city and covers the place.
What's up with her though? She's trying to destroy everything.
Born again. A million others wait their turn.
Did they break her?
Baptism is the rebirth of the spirit. But sometimes the mind gets in the way.
Sunrise. This is before he fell into Battleship Bay.
If the mind will not yield, then you must expose the mind to every version of itself. Either the mind will yield, or be reduced to a blank. Tomorrow the leash comes off, because all of this has to end. But even if I destroy the siphon, will I be strong enough to see all the doors and open whichever I choose?
Her little portrait
And
looks
if I
beaten
bring
and
him here,
bruised.
who is to say that he would be any match for the monsters I have created?
Elizabeth, hold tight!
See, it can't be 6 months.
What? It's a tear. What is it?
Why do you ask what? When the delicious question is when.
Lives, lived, will live.
Dies, died, will die.
There she is.
As you can see, Booker,
Come on, Liz. We're coming.
the lunatics are running the asylum. They don't even listen to me anymore. All I can do is watch as what I set into motion slides into its terminal stage. It took all I had left in me just to bring you here.
Elizabeth, I don't understand. I heard you screaming. I was coming to get you. Are we...
Here. Take my hand.
She's old and gray.
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man. Say what you will about Comstock. He was a hell of a fortune teller. Wasn't the torture that broke me. Wasn't the indoctrination. It was time. Time rots everything, Booker. Even hope.
I was coming.
Songbird, He always stops you.
Yes, but I would find a way.
No. It's too late for me. I brought you here for your sake. Yours and hers. Here.
What's the card about?
What is this?
It's got bird cages on it.
It's for her. She'll know how to read it.
What does it say?
It's advice.
Advice on what?
How not to become me.
And just like that, she sent us back. To the normal
12. Before she... There's still time.
So she's not broken yet.
Elizabeth!
No, we can get her.
You two men upstairs. If she gets ornery, just hit her with the machine.
Comstock! What are you doing to her? Let her be!
Mr. Durant, what's the expression? Day late and the dollar short.
No, it doesn't work that way.
Don't make me do this!
I gotta get in there. Maybe if I shut down those machines from upstairs.
Thank you.
There's someone else I heard? No, maybe. Oh, there is.
Can't we give her something to quiet her down? The prophet says half the procedure is the pain. When the body cries out, the spirit listens. Do you hear that screaming, DeWitt? That is the sound of your interference. You have led my daughter into temptation.
She is not your daughter!
Perhaps not now. But trust me when I tell you she will be.
All sorts of creepy stuff. Why am I not surprised? That's not Comstock. If it was, I would have blown his head off.
He's shut down one of the generators. If we don't sedate her, he shuts down the other one. We're not sedating her.
Saith the prophet.
Oh shit. So good. Oh no, I'm out of ammo. That's something I wasn't expecting.
Is that all?
With the most inopportune time ever to run out of ammo. Get out of my way, I want that salt.
Shut down the other siphon. She's getting up. She's... No.
Oh snap, it's in the middle of Twister.
Turn it back on. Please. Please.
Nah. They can all get wrecked.
Elizabeth, I'll be right there!
Can't lockpick. I need Elizabeth. Come on, get her out of the chair.
I got you, it's okay. Okay, I'm gonna fix this.
Oh.
You ready?
I'm gonna pull that out.
Just do it.
Here.
Right between the shoulder blades.
Help me with this.
I think someone meant for you to have this.
What is it?
Just read it.
Your dream of New York happens. It's me.
I'm the one who...
She's given us a way to get past Songbird. We're gonna find an airship and we'll leave Paris, Elizabeth. Remember, you wanted to go
We're not leaving. We are going to find Comstock.
Why?
You saw what he turns me into. I will not allow that.
And so what, you're going to kill him?
Is this where you start moralizing, Booker? You forget. I know you.
I'm not going to let you kill him.
Really? Booker? What are you going to do to stop me?
Not a damn thing. Because I'm gonna do it for you.
Just like before, with his mother, or her mother.
Alright, now to find the Prophet.
Comstock's Zeppelin is outside. The hand of the Prophet, he calls it.
When did you learn that?
I've been here for a while.
How long?
Long enough.
No.
I hope Comstock got what he wanted from me. Because he is not going to have long to use it.
Come on, it is.
Can you help me out with this lock?
I can do that. All done.
The procedure should help immensely
We'll max out health while we're at.
with the issues we've had with the girl. Once the device is implanted, any effort on her part to alter the state of things will emit a most painful electric shock. Pavlov made a dog salivate. We'll make this one weep.
Ready. This doesn't make any sense. Everything here is a cipher that I understand except for this symbol. It's a cage. Did she say anything about this?
No.
I'm pretty sure she figured she'd understand it. But then again, she does understand the rest of it, so who knows? I do need a better selection of weapons at the moment.
Look! It's the hand of the Prophet. Comstock's flagship. I've got to find a way on board.
Stay here. I'll handle this.
We're doing this together, or I'm doing it alone. Either way, I need to know the thing's gonna...
Hopefully there's some extra improvements. Although I think we have all the good ones. Yeah, it looks like it. Well, you know what? We're gonna upgrade all the shotgun ones. Just because we have a shotgun. Heater, Hellfire, Volley, RPG, shotgun. And shotgun. That's perfect. Full. Sniper rifle.
DeWitt, you struggle against prophecy. Like a stone loosed from a sling. How thrilling to launch. How breathtaking the apex. And how terrifying the descent as gravity drags you down into the inevitable.
Columbia looks a little bit different when it's burning in flames.
What's that sound?
Look! Take cover!
Do it! Now!
Elizabeth. These be duds.
Those aren't duds. They're...
Look around you, Elizabeth.
They're gonna be wrecked though.
Built all of this for you. You are my air and my blood. And what has DeWitt ever done for you? To him, you are now what you always were. A means to an end.
My rocket turret has been fused. let this do its thing.
He's vanished.
My aim is true, as my eye is the prophet.
All too easy.
Ammo, take it. Okay, catch.
Great.
Sounds like someone behind me.
I'll try to keep it stopped.
Try to keep me calm stopped. No? No? Right, that has to be combat over.
Can you open this?
Let me see. Done.
They're crashing their own ships everywhere. Into sheer panic. Oh, we can't get into the same building from this side. It's alright, we have it locked anyway. Or unlocked.
My brother has presented me with an ultimatum. If we do not send the girl back from where we brought her, he and I must part. Where he sees an empty page, I see King Lear. But he is my brother. So I shall play my part, knowing it shall all end in tears.
Locked. Elizabeth?
Looks easy enough. It's done.
Maybe I should learn how to
Need money?
pick locks.
Take this.
Seems like it would be nice and easy by Liz's standards.
Booker, look. It's a shuttle that can take us to the hand of the Prophet.
What are we waiting for?
This ship is set to return to the hand of the Prophet. I am awaiting your order to proceed.
Carbine. That could come in handy.
Right you are. We depart to the hand of the Prophet.
Where is it? You think we'd see it floating around somewhere?
Do you think it's possible to redeem the kind of things that we've done?
Redeem? I don't see much use in that.
Booker, are you afraid of God?
No. But I'm afraid of you.
Well, now we just picked up steam nice and fast.
Over there! It's Comstock's men. They're coming out to meet us.
We'll sort them out. Damn! One rocket did all that. Took all of it.
Here, ammo! Another gunship on the left. Rockets, be careful!
Yeah, I have them too.
Booker, Fox, they're coming to attack the flagship.
Oh, wait, the Fox are helping us.
That's all I've got.
As for this guy, he's super hardcore.
That's all I have right now.
We'll take some extra rockets. Where's my ship? Accidentally target Liz.
More of them. I'm out.
Good. That went a little bit better. Come on down. I see you there. Oh, we're trying to aim this thing a little bit awkward.
Die, you son of a bitch!
No, I can't. Oh, I was on the hook. I was wondering why I couldn't do anything.
Watch out on the right! Booker, ammo! Catch, Booker!
That'll do.
Just trimmed a rocket launcher. Take that. Damn it, it's doing it again.
There he is! We need to land below and fight our way up to him.
Or we can just fly this thing to Paris.
Just drop me off if you want to. This isn't your problem, Booker.
I won't abandon you.
You wouldn't. Look! There's skylines all over the surface of the flagship. They're covered with those motorized Patriot pods.
Well, that must be where they're deployed from. I wouldn't go near those lines while those pods are in place.
Comstock is at the top of the ship. Let's head up.
Look into it, child.
We just gotta fight our way up.
There's something about him that you just can't put your finger on. Soon you'll understand the man I am and the man he isn't.
Here!
Thanks.
That's all I've got.
Die! There he is!
Like, super needy with the obligation to help me, Liz? Really? Come on. I guess we're upgrading rocket launcher stuff as well.
You got no backbone! Get in
Wrong one.
Haven't found anything. Salt's here.
Finally. Good thing you saw Oh, you're stuck there. I didn't see him just floating.
This should clear him.
I have seen the seeds of fire that will prepare the Sodom below for the coming of the Lord. But it will not be I who carries that banner of the hill. That job falls to you, Elizabeth. falls to you.
Yeah, your plan isn't going to go the way you want.
Take it.
It's currently me and her versus the world. Too bad it's all health. Didn't need a massive amount, but still. Shotgun. No repeater in here. Up to the next.
Look.
Next floor.
A hatch leading to the next deck. Damn thing's bolted from the other side.
Well, there must be another way up.
Don't let me do this! Get behind us!
Did you forget the entire reason you did that, Booker?
You won't get far.
Well, that was
I'll crush you like a bug.
not really guarded too well.
It's locked.
Give me a second. All done.
I opened the door and saw that in front of me. I thought it was one of the Washington things. The Tin Man robots. A lot of money, but not much else. Well, this room's looking a bit more promising.
Our contraption shows us the girl is the flame that shall ignite the world. My brother says we must undo what we have done. But time is more an ocean than a river. Why try to bring in a tide that will only again go out?
It's pretty cynical. Kind of agree with her. No vigor and dollar bill. They're not super important. Going up the floor again?
Something's wrong.
Why are they dropping so slowly?
I don't know. We'll have to wait it out.
That's 1/4 of the pods ejected.
That's all?
Well, that didn't take long. That's fine.
There's a Patriot!
Well, there he is.
One half done!
Halfway.
Here, ammo! 3/4.
It sure is taking its time.
Where's that Patriot? Oh, fuck, there he is. Answer my question. I wish he didn't. Right, up we go. Oh, that's down. Get the higher rails.
I may be the one who strikes you down, DeWitt, but you've always had a knack for self-destruction. Who's to say you won't beat me to the punch?
I'm pretty sure I'm not going to kill myself.
One more deck. Let me take care of this on my own.
No, I'm going with you.
I can use a better gun than an RPG, though.
Comstock is one deck up, in the Prophet's cabin.
Oh, it's the... Just if you come up on the other side, alright. Body guns, carbines. Lots of carbine ammo.
Come out!
Need this?
What am I gonna do? Turn down ammo?
Now!
Ow! Did he just throw someone at me? Oh, I forgot they can shock the rails.
Do it!
Come on, Riz. Be useful. You think that would stop him for a second?
Take this ammo. Here!
Appreciate it.
That's it? Just a bunch of normal dudes? I can do that with my eyes closed.
I'll cripple you!
Wait, someone's shooting at me. Oh, that's a turret or something. Relax, Liz.
We can take that skyline to the Prophet's cabin.
Up one more. See what we can upgrade first. Let's see. Hailfire. RPG speed boost. Projectile speed by 100%. I would really like RPG. No, I was going to say reload speed, but I'll take the speed boost. They were feeling way too long.
Want to hold on to this?
I'm kind of busy, Liz.
You've come to wipe your slate clean, false shepherd. But time will walk backwards before you find redemption. Some sin.
This is my tower. What's this?
There's even a little
siphon.
I saw
miniature
this
of her
I
up
hear you
top.
singing from above, and the machine came to life in response.
And then in my mother's grave, there was a smaller one. They were draining me. Maybe that's why I can't.
Can't what?
When I was little, I used to be able not just to open tears, but I could create new ones. To anywhere I wanted to go. But in the tower...
Yes, I'll be right with you.
Siphon machine. Specimen containment and siphon.
Stand back. I'm ending this.
Booker, no. This is between me and him.
You are walking into a trap.
I need to do this.
She's still determined to do it herself.
Come here, child. Oh, come on, I don't bite. My, oh my, how you have grown.
Tell me, what am I?
Look at you, child. You're
Hey,
a mess.
let go of her.
Elizabeth, everything I've done to keep you safe.
Safe from what?
The seed of the prophet shall sit the throne and drown in flame the mountains of man. But the archangel revealed something else. Beware, prophet. Beware the false shepherd, Booker DeWitt, for he shall be as a wall between her and destiny.
Why?
DeWitt, I'm a fool. I've sent mighty armies to stop you. I've rained fire on you from above. I did all of that to keep you from her, when all I needed was to tell her the truth. Ask him, child. Ask him what happened to your finger. Ask DeWitt.
Let go of me.
She's your daughter, you son of a bitch! And you abandoned her! Was it worth it? Huh? Did you get what you wanted?
Booker.
Tell me!
Booker!
Tell me!
It is finished.
Nothing is finished!
Booker!
You lock her up for her whole life!
Booker!
You cut off her finger, and you put it on me!
Booker, stop
Overreact
it!
much?
You killed him.
Well, he did say he wouldn't let you do it,
What
Liz.
did he mean? Huh? You tell me, what did he mean about my finger?
I don't know. Yeah, I just assumed you were born with it. I don't know.
Your nose. It's bleeding.
What?
What?
Elizabeth,
Hurt?
I swear to you.
Maybe 4 times?
I have no idea what he was talking about.
You too. You just can't remember it.
No. I'll prove it to you. We'll destroy the siphon. The answer's behind one of your doors. You just have to open it.
Destroy the siphon? It's the entire tower, Booker. How are we gonna do that?
I don't know. But I'll think of something on the way.
I'm pretty sure that would be her response to teenagers rather than his response. I mean, we've had a nosebleed, I think, what, 3 or 4 times at this point, over the course of maybe 8 hours. So I'm gonna put that on someone else. What do I want? Carbine, sniper rifle. Oh, achievement. We made it. Achievement!
The prophet is dying. The metastasis has aged him so quickly. Why does this Comstock decay, while a Comstock in another world remains fit? If genetics are destiny, what accounts for the difference? Perhaps exposure to the contraption. It merits further study.
When a soul is born again, what happens to the one left behind in the baptismal water? Is he simply gone? Or does he exist in some other world, alive, with sin intact?
So the man of the hour is now out of the picture.
Cage. Cage, what is that?
Now what?
What is she trying to tell us? Cage.
Well, that sounds like some serious adult work right there.
They said they knew what was best for us.
Booker?
They said they knew what was coming next.
Booker!
Did you see this coming, old man?
Okay, we gotta get ready. I think they mean to board us.
You ain't gonna place your daughter on the throne. We're gonna place her in a grave.
Whoa, what are you doing?
We have to sing to him!
Sing to who?
I don't think that's how you sing.
C-A-G-E! It's not a word, Booker! It's a song!
Just like that. She tamed it.
Shh. Shh, it's you to protect me. Will you do it? Will you do this for me? Just this one last thing. Please. Go. Go. Go, go, go! Booker, he'll help us. We can use him against the Vox fleet.
Alright, Birdie.
He's got rockets.
Let's do this. Direct a songbird to protect the Zeppelin. Now, how do I do that? You can now command songbird to attack enemy threats. Aim at any highlighted target and press E to start the attack. Larger targets will cause a longer cooldown. Fair enough.
Booker, tell him where to go.
Take it down. I'm holding it.
Hit that gunship!
For more.
Jesus. He's gonna body slam it.
There's no
ammo. Take Booker. Gunships.
Get ready.
Where's Bird?
They're on the barge.
Come on, Bird. Do your thing.
Do it. Now.
There you go.
Yeah, with all sorts of, like, decimal points, addition, subtraction. I mean, you might want a whole team of, like, Harvard graduates just to do that.
Make it quick.
The barge, Booker.
The barge, there we go. Come on, Bird. Bird?
Get the gunship!
It's a bit extreme, but it works.
There's more of them.
What they got? Just an old man telling tall tales and lies about how they better and deserve to treat you this way. And what we got?
Do it.
Done.
Brothers and sisters.
Oh yeah, tax attorney, full-time accountant, CPA, several, like, cheerleaders.
We need this thing to make it to Monument Island.
Everything. Might as well get Doctor Strange in on it too.
He took off over there.
Any more?
I'll do it. I'll kill you.
Found ammo.
I love how these guys are talking all this shit, but can't do anything. What the hell is that? Oh, I can have the bird attack for now. Kind of pointless. He's a doctor, a dean, candlestick maker, everything.
The streets were paved with gold, but they are paved with blood, sweat, and tears.
Now the big question is he a Boston doctor? A Boston doctor.
Gold, and your tears will become
Zeppelin!
But we'll get our boy to take out the Zeppelin. Won't we?
Sorry.
The Zeppelin.
Look at him tearing it down. It's the Hindenburg 2.0. Oh, the Leviathan fight because of all the weather and stuff. I'm just waiting for the sides to be blown off, and then he just starts rocking the boat, knocking us off the edge. So much better when you hit it in the weak spot.
This.
Much obliged.
I actually love, speaking of the Leviathan fight, I actually love the music in that fight.
I don't like the looks of this.
That's actually
That's all I have right now.
Take down than I thought it would be. I was just gonna wait and let him recharge, but
Songbird's ready.
Get the Zeppelin.
He just flies through it.
Watch out!
Solve?
Here you go!
Great!
Fix himself. Whoa! Passed through the ceiling. Also, my game glitched again. The icon at the bottom won't disappear. Okay, guys. It's a fully polished game, remember? What is trying to kill me?
That's all I've got.
Come on, it just spreads. Chain lightning.
Need these salts?
I mean, it's no dick lightning, but still. Zeppelin.
Hit that Zeppelin.
There's a Patriot.
Oh yeah, you'd have to get the sliding down perfect, so you'd land right beside the face where you want to. Well, if you're a tank, you're gonna have to land by the slide to the face. Because reflects melee damage on the tail.
No mercy for the merciless.
Could you imagine playing this on console? Where all this action would be going on? The frame rate would be like 10 FPS. It's all Biscuit's fault. That's why that little FPS counter's there. Just for him. Oh, whoops.
Take this!
Well, that didn't work out so bad.
Oh, the tanker. The tanker is where it's at. That's the best part of the game. Shame about, everything else in the game. I love that game so much. MGS2. Best thing they ever did, added to Xbox One backwards compatibility. Oh, back when I used to play 11 or Final Fantasy 14 seriously, the PS3 was still active, so we would ban anyone from raiding on the PS3.
Booker, come here.
What is it?
Look, you can use the Songbird to bring the whole damn thing down. Destroy the siphon.
And that's what you want?
It's the only way we'll find the truth. About my finger, Comstock, everything.
I tried it on PS3 once just to see how bad it would be, just for funs. And my god, it was awful. Between the frame rate, the resolution, and the fact that nothing actually rendered. No NPCs, no mobs, anything like that. Outside of maybe 10 feet away from your character. It was real bad.
Tear it all down.
They should have put in some Ray of the Valkyrie.
The Whistler! Elizabeth!
That's
the
that's
bird,
what
Elizabeth! I lost control! He's coming!
No, he isn't.
She looks much better with white hair.
Where is he? Where is he?
look where we are.
It's okay. It's alright.
She's drowning a bird.
I'm here. Just let go. There you go. There you go.
Elizabeth, I'm sorry.
Interesting rapture we're in. Yeah, look. It's the
What is
first
this
or second
place?
room of the first game.
Elizabeth?
It's a doorway. One of many. This way.
That's where
What
we
do you
first
mean
got
it's a
our lightning.
doorway? Where are you going?
Oh, come on. Yes, it's this way.
What Comstock said about your finger. Is there an answer here? Do you...
Down here.
Remind us of anywhere exact we've been before.
Over here, Booker. This is where we have to go.
Why? What is going on? Elizabeth, what do you mean this is a doorway?
I'll have to show you.
Let's take the bathysphere then.
Probably gonna regret this.
Important to Daikatan. Well, consider John Romero lives in Ireland now. Maybe she can. She can open one to me. And then they can come through here. And we all go on a little road
City
trip.
at the bottom of the ocean. Ridiculous.
As opposed to a city flying high above the clouds, Booker. I mean, think before you talk here. Good old rapture.
Look at that. Thousands of doors. Opening all at once. My God, they're beautiful.
What, the stars?
The lighthouse and the surrounding water looks considerably better
Come on.
than when we looked at the
Come on, it's
Bioshock
this
1.
way. Come on.
I wonder why. Ray tracing engaged. Look at all them lights and shadows and reflections.
Are you going to open it?
It's no good. Damn it. I thought once we were here, I could fully control it. I thought...
What is that?
It's a key.
Where did it come from?
It's always been there. I just couldn't see it.
Well, John Romero pretty much goes to every single, or almost every single convention here nowadays. I've seen him a few times.
See? Not stars.
Didn't make him my bitch though.
They're doors.
Doors to...
To everywhere. All that's left is the choosing.
What are all these lighthouses? Why are we... Who are...
There are a million worlds. All different and all similar. Constants and variables.
What?
There's always a lighthouse. There's always a man. There's always a city.
How do you know this?
I can see them through the doors. You, me, Columbia, Songbird. But sometimes, something's different. But yet the same.
Constants and variables.
Yes.
Bioshock 1 starts with a man, starts with a lighthouse. Bioshock Infinite starts with a man, starts with a lighthouse. Look who's across from us.
It's us.
Not exactly. We swim in different oceans but land on the same shore. It always starts with a lighthouse.
I don't understand.
We don't need to. It'll happen all the same.
Why?
Because it does. Because it has. Because it will.
There's so many choices.
They all lead us to the same place. Where it started.
No one tells me where to go.
Booker. You've already been.
Nobody puts... what's the saying? Nobody puts Booker in the corner. I feel kind of bad if I handed him a copy of Daikatan at the time. I mean, everyone's gonna give him Doom.
this place.
Good old White Goodman.
I was here. It's been 20 years ago, right after Wounded Knee. I was looking for...
Come on now, time's a-wasting.
Why were you here?
Are you ready to have your past erased? Are you ready to have your sins cleansed? Are you ready to be born again? Take my hand.
No.
Only my nose
I don't want to.
makes me bleed my own blood.
You already did, didn't you?
Except baptism. I'm pretty sure I burned.
Are you
this would happen
ready
to
to
me.
be born again?
I am.
Do you hate your sins?
I do.
Do you hate your wickedness?
Yes.
Do you want to clean the slate, leave behind all you were before, and be born again in the blood of the Lamb? Jesus, wash this man clean. Father, make him born again. Lord,
stop it.
What are you doing to him?
Get off me! Get off!
Son!
You didn't go through with
You
it.
think a dunk in the river's gonna change the things I've done? Let's get out of here. Hey, these doors of yours, they're all tears, right? Well, open one up. Open one up to Paris. I want to be shut of all this.
Not until we find Comstock.
Comstock's dead!
No. He was here. This way.
Oh, you're not the only one. You're not the only one, teenagers. My primary school and my secondary school were technically Catholic schools. That's pretty much how the majority of schools are here. They're usually like religious based.
And what of my debts?
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
This is the man who hired me to find you.
Really?
Yes. The girl for the debt.
Lutece hired us. But it's alternate reality male Lutece. Brother twin Lutece.
Wait, no, this is wrong. What is this? There was no baby. I remember. No, there was no baby, and if there was, I sure as hell wouldn't give it over to this guy.
Booker, you don't leave this room until you do.
DeWitt, time is running short. Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
This reminds me of the Irish cop impression from Family Guy. Oh, look at the little baby. Aren't you cute? Where's your mommy?
Go ahead.
No.
You can wait as long as you want. Eventually you'll give him what he wants.
How do you know all this?
I can see all the doors. And what's behind all the doors. And behind one of them, I see him.
Comstock.
Give the baby to Lutece.
What choice do I have?
The debt's paid. Mr. Comstock washes you of all your sins.
Bring us the girl and wipe away the debt.
There was no baby. The deal was I go to Columbia to get you.
Booker, you're bleeding.
Oh. I remember what I remember.
Now we've upset him.
I don't expect this next bit will do much for his mood.
Come on.
It's Groundhog Day.
What are we doing here?
Except
Comstock's dead. We can just go on with our lives. You don't need
Dead?
to...
You mean like Chenlin? Like Lady Comstock? No. He is alive in a million worlds. It's not over because the Prophet is dead. It will only be over when he never even lived in the first place.
But yeah, since it's Groundhog Day, there's the tower. Might as well be Bill Murray and just jump out the top.
Hey! Hey, the deal's off, you hear me?
Unstable.
The deal is off! Give her back! Give her back!
Fine, are you mad?
No!
Give her back, you son of a bitch!
It's ready! Go!
No! No!
Shut down the machine!
No!
Shut it
Anna!
down! Shut down the
Anna!
machine! Now do it!
Give me back my daughter! No!
Poop. And there goes a finger.
Anna. Anna? No. No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
And who else do we know that's missing half their finger? Huh?
She's gone, Booker. Anna's gone. You shared this room with your regret for almost 20 years. Until one day, a man came to you and offered you a chance at redemption. A chance for us to be together.
Oh, it's Chief O'Brien. Chief O'Brien. Gotta go with the Star Trek.
We already know it works. The question is, will
Poor guy in his Lucky Charms.
Anna. So sorry, Anna.
you suppose he branded himself as some sort of penance?
Never should have.
Don't see the point. What's done is done. What's done will be done. I suppose the brand is his hair shirt, as he is ours.
A.D. Anna DeWitt.
Wipe away the dead. Bring us the girl. Wipe away the dead.
See? He's starting to put his story together.
Wipe away.
You're quite fond of this theory of yours.
He's manufacturing new memories from his old ones.
Well, the brain adapts.
I should know.
Bring us
I
the
lived
girl.
it.
Wipe.
Booker, wake up. Booker, wake up. This is where it started.
I sold you. I sold you.
To your credit, you did try to weasel out of the deal.
This is all Comstock's fault. What if I went back? Killed him before he did any of this?
Things get set in motion.
How would one know how far back to go?
That's the only way to do it. Go back to when he was born, and I'll smother this son of a bitch in his crib.
Grim. And yeah, I know you're immune to Star Wars and Star Trek and 99.9% of other pop culture references. I can still make them. I like Star Trek. I like sci-fi. I like all the things. Well, most of the things. Something, something, something Nintendo Switch. Something, something, something Wii U.
Booker, are you sure this is what you want?
I have to. It's the only way to undo what I've done to you.
Booker DeWitt, are you ready to be born again?
Why are we back here?
This isn't the same place, Booker.
Of course it is. I remember.
Are you ready to leave behind all
You're
that
not.
has gone before? Wipe the slate clean.
All the different Liz's.
You chose to walk away, but in other oceans, you didn't. You took the baptism. And you were born again as a different man. It all has to end, to have never started. Not just in this world, but in all of ours.
Smother him in the crib.
Smother, 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 smother. Before the choice is made. Before you are reborn.
And what name shall you take, my son?
He's Zachary Comstock. He's Booker DeWitt.
No. I'm both.
Now.
Would you kindly?
Smother yourself. After all, none of these can exist without Booker/Comstock. And that is Bioshock Infinite. And now you can see why I hate this game. Endings like that completely negate the entire purpose and existence of the game, are some of the worst storytelling designs and narratives ever. They're so stupid. Ones that do that are up there with they're in the two worst types of game endings. That's one of them. The other one is the one where they give you a question and don't answer it and basically expect you to, we'll call it theorize yourself, or you can answer it your own way. Whatever goes on in your mind is the ending, if you will. But no, I don't think so. That, to me, is shit storytelling. In both cases. In the ones where you have to answer it yourself, and the ones like Bioshock Infinite, where the ending negates the entire story. So fucking stupid. I can't stand it. I think it's terrible. As well as throughout part of the story, which kind of annoyed me too, you have Elizabeth, who is basically an inadvertent parody of herself. Because you have Elizabeth that's here, oh, you killed those people. I hate you. I don't want to be around you. Leave me alone. Here's all this ammo to keep killing people. And here's some health. And here's some salt. And here's some money. So you can continue killing people. And buy weapons and ammo and upgrades to continue killing people. It's basically a massive... I don't know if juxtaposition is the correct word to use. But I feel like it would be. Just of the character and of it's absolutely terrible. And I know I can understand the whole deal where one world is affecting the other and it's coming from the other to one world into the other. Like for Lutece's brother, Lutece's twin, he comes into the world that affects that. It needs to be paid back in blood to balance out. And because Booker the entire time is in a world he's not supposed to be in, because the Booker of that world is Comstock. That's why Booker's nose bleeds at the start. That's why Booker's nose bleeds consistently throughout the game and periodically through the game. Because the Booker that we control is not supposed to be in that world. Because he's already Comstock in that world. It's really stupid. It's so stupid. If you ask me, I can't stand it. I think it's terrible. And these guys are just barbershop quartetting it up all over the place. Yeah, you shoot Revolver Ocelot, Paradox created, kill what's-his-face, Booker DeWitt, Comstock, whatever you want. Paradox, boom. Game over. Games don't exist. Everyone is happy about it. That's the way I always look at it. But I think that's... Oh, I think it's just terrible. I don't know how this game is considered a masterpiece or a narrative achievement or whatever words you want to use to describe it. Anyway, before I rant on for a second, I always like the cast of characters. Troy Baker, I like this in every game. Troy Baker, Courtney Draper, two people I've met, actually pretty fun. Laura Bailey is Lady Comstock, I did not know that. Hopefully I meet her someday. And Jennifer Hale, Rosalind Lutece. Love Jennifer Hale. I just need to get her to Ireland somehow. Voice acting ensemble. I've already called Steve Bloom because I heard him in a million times throughout the game. Robin Atkin Downs I didn't spot throughout the game. Yuri Lowenthal I did. Liam O'Brien I didn't notice. There was one or two that might have been him, so possibly. But I don't see any other names there that were really jumping out at me. So, since we're done with the voice acting part, back to our story, or whatever you want to call it at this point. It annoys me so much. I see that, and I'm just thinking, this is terrible. This is terrible. It's not hard to follow like some people, because everyone always, when I always criticize this story in this game and this alleged narrative that it has, everyone always says to me, Q, you don't get it. I just explained that I understood the entire thing. I explained the entire premise. I clearly get it, but it's just not done well. It's not a good story mechanic. It's not a good narrative tale, in my opinion. I think it's... It's just bad. Bad. And of course, there's the ending. The ending which just does the usual... Well, we'll go with essentially, oh, you have to stop him from being born, or stop him from being alive at that point in his life. How do you do that? Well, since you're him from a different world, which means you're essentially him, boom, kill yourself, game over, story over, never happened. I mean, technically it's the conclusion you wanted and the conclusion that you were working up to actually make sure that didn't happen, but still, it pretty much made your entire journey, your entire everything just negated completely. And I realize that's part of the point, because that's the ultimate goal, to stop him from being him and stop that from happening. No, fuck off. That's all I say. I just think it's bad. It's bad on so many levels in that regard. I hate it. I hate it. I hate Bioshock Infinite. Oh, I don't know if that's fair. I don't know if it's fair that I should say I hate it. Maybe I should. The gameplay is okay. The gameplay is par for the course, as you'd expect. It's maybe one notch below average. Some of the things are questionable. Some of the, I won't say balance is off, but because it's not really balance. But it's just very, very slightly subpar when you compare it to most other games. Especially even in 2013, when you compare it to other games back then, it still felt a little bit subpar. And that's not just comparing it to, say, like, you know, modern games. Like, oh, it's 2018. What's a 2018 game? What's a current year game? I actually can't think. New Battlefield, new Call of Duty. It doesn't play like one of them. Of course it doesn't play like one. That's not how it works. But it's, I don't know, a lot of the mechanics and all, even when it came out, they still felt a little clunky. They were much more refined over Bioshock 1 and 2, of course. But they were still not up to the normal modern standard of 2013 when this finally launched. I mean, I guess it kind of shows, considering the game was, I believe, supposed to come out in 2011, but it just got delayed so many times. So, that's it. So yeah, as someone who didn't play this or Bioshock, interesting premise, could have been written better. Yeah, definitely. I mean, they really would have needed to change the ending for this one. And I won't even give them shit over the gameplay mechanics part of it too much, but the story, not the story. If they changed one or two key points in the story, but they could leave a lot of it as it is, just change one or two key points of the story and change the ending, and it would make a lot more sense. It would piss a lot less people off, although everyone just blows this game anyway, because it's like, oh my god, narrative masterpiece, Ken Levine, blah, blah, blah. And that's it. But no, it doesn't work that way, because it really doesn't. But you try telling that to other people. I don't know, it feels bad, man. It feels bad. Having said that, do I consider Bioshock Infinite a bad game? It's a really tricky question. Part of me wants to say yes, because of the slightly subpar gameplay mechanics and what do I call it? The trope and like one of the worst type of story and endings and whatnot. But the problem is the entirety of the game, or almost the entire, we'll call it 95 if not 90% of the game. The story was fine. It just, now there was one or two small inconsistencies and all that kind of hinted towards the ending that we got. But the problem is, if you've never played the game before, you don't know that they're actually hinting to it. So I can forgive those, because on a first playthrough, you don't understand them. I don't know. It's just, it's like, where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line between something that's slightly subpar or has a couple of little problems? Hey, there's Troy Baker. A couple of little problems, and I actually, you know. Oh yeah, okay. They're singing. I took my headphones off, so I had to. I don't know, but where do you draw the line between that, and when does it eventually cross the line to become a bad game? The story was not good in that regard as an outcome. Does that make it bad? Slightly subpar gameplay mechanics? Does that make it bad? I don't know. Overall, would I recommend playing Bioshock Infinite? Not really, but it's questionable. Let's see. I think you have to ask you, did I enjoy this? See, that's the problem.
And then it's missing the next.
I didn't feel like that's actually fellow teenagers, that's probably the best way you could figure this out, or you could, the best question you could pose to me to ask to understand if I can figure this out. Did I enjoy this game? Did I enjoy playing Bioshock? I did and I didn't in some aspects. I didn't not enjoy myself the entire time. But yeah, I feel like if I didn't enjoy myself playing it, I just wouldn't play it. But did I completely enjoy myself? I think it felt like a smaller level of enjoyment. It wasn't so much the game as it was, you know, it was slightly the game, but at the same time to be able to play something that was kind of Bioshock-ish, but at the same time I could play it, stream it, and, you know, hang out with people, shooting the shit out of it. But that really doesn't do it to the game, because hanging out with people, you know, that could technically be, we could shoot the shit on whatever stream, regardless of what I'm playing, or even just on Discord or whatever. So I can't really credit that to the game. And one way I always like to look at it is if something doesn't give me a very positive impression, then by default is that a negative impression because it didn't give me a positive one? Even if you don't dislike something because you didn't actively like it, could that be a dislike? I don't know. It's too hard to say. It's really, or maybe more so towards Bioshock. I'm not even sure if you could call it as a series, because yeah, I do like Bioshock 1 and 2. Bioshock 1 is fantastic in basically every way, except arguably the gameplay mechanics are a little bit dated, but they, you know, came out in what, 2007? I want to say 2007, maybe 2008, so that's understandable. Bioshock 2, yeah, I like that as well, I enjoyed that, but Infinite, I've never liked. I was super hyped for it, bought it day one. Remember installing it I still had crappy internet at the time when Bioshock Infinite came out, and I installed it from CDs, or from the DVDs, because I figured it would take too long to download from Steam. I think I only had a 7 meg connection back then, and this is a big game, so yeah, I installed it from discs. It took me like an hour to install from, I believe it was 2 discs, might have been 3 or 4, but I want to say 2 discs, and I played it almost all day. Almost finished the entire game in one sitting. And funny enough, actually, where I started on this stream today was where I stopped back in the day on the end of day 1. So it's, I don't know, I like it to an extent, but see, again, I don't know, I don't feel like I had a bad time with it. But there were obvious shortcomings and obvious things I didn't enjoy in smaller aspects. I don't know, I'm doomed to be in that situation where I just cannot say if I like or hate Bioshock Infinite. Well, I can for sure say, let me try that again. I can for sure say I do not like Bioshock Infinite. The story thing is a big, that ending kills the entire game for me from that aspect. So, I don't know. I just did a leg slap, my god. Memes. They were inadvertently slipping into my own content, if you will. There's Ken Levine. Hidden away. I don't know if this is just to do with them recording the song or not, because obviously we see the video. But fun fact, we were told by Courtney Draper when they were recording a lot of the dialogue and a lot of the recording VO lines and VO work for Bioshock Infinite, that obviously usually, if anyone is familiar with recording work, a lot of the time it's, even if the characters are both recording the same day or whatever, they're recording one after another. So you'd have one person in the studio at a time recording them, and they wouldn't necessarily be bouncing off each other with the reactive lines and the reactions as whatever they're saying. But apparently for Panda Game Manufacturing, it's my kind of manufacturing, apparently for Bioshock Infinite it was recorded a little differently, and a lot of their lines together were actually recorded together, so it was more natural and more organic. I have to turn on my... Oh, wait.
Anna.
Hopefully this doesn't come through too loud.
Anna?
Anna? Is that you?
See, we don't know. What happened? Did it wipe away to death? Do we have a different world? Where he actually has her? Is everything erased and gone back to before where it started? Who knows? Pyroshock. Bioshock in a volcano. I'll also play Cryoshock, which is when we travel to where they shot John Carpenter's The Thing. We'll also play, well, System Shock is already a real thing. That's in, like, cyberpunk future. What else do we have? Cryoshock, Gyroshock. It's going to be, like, inside a sphere in space. No, could that be Astroshock, maybe? No, that won't work. Yeah, who knows? We'll see how it goes. Yeah, it is. It does seem like it's a better and different way to record the dialogue when they actually have the two of them there and not so much bouncing off each other, but just properly recording the dialogue from and reacting to the other person. Apparently, it's a lot harder to do and it can create problems. That's why they usually just record one person at a time. And obviously, schedule conflicts and all as well. I mean, how many people are doing voice work in different projects, different games, different films, different TV shows, different animated series, different anime. You know, you could be across recording one thing at one time while someone's recording a game that you need them for the other. But I get it. I do feel like that adds a nice touch. It adds a little bit more authenticity and a little bit more truthfulness to the presentation and all of it as well. System Shock, Mighty Number 9 Shock, Mighty Number Shock. The horror, I can't escape it. I can't escape it. Who knows? The terror, the absolute terror. However, before we finish up here, I will say this. In the coming days, there will be Bioshock Infinite DLC, since we've finished up here. We've got the story out of the way. There's two other main story-based DLCs for this one. They are Burial at Sea Episode 1, Burial at Sea Episode 2 as well. They both take place in kind of one of the alternate realities. I don't remember anything about them, which is going to be fun because that way I'll actually get to take place and, you know, play them properly. And I don't even remember how those DLCs ended. I don't remember if it's like kind of canon or affects the story or whatever, so that's going to be kind of interesting and fun. The only thing I remember is that they take place in Rapture, which makes sense given the name of Burial at Sea. But you've got essentially Bioshock Infinite and gameplay mechanics and whatnot, and a little bit of the story because, well, you've got some type of Booker and some type of Liz. But we'll see how it goes. Because, well, Bioshock Infinite, you know. Who knows how it could go at this day and age. Until then, that'll be in a few days, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after, I don't know. It all depends on if I can get a certain emulator from hell working, and in which case I might be distracted and play something else. But until then, as always, I want to thank anyone who joined me in the stream chat for not just this stream, but the entirety of Bioshock Questionably Infinite. Well, Bioshock Questionably Infinitely Bad Story? There we go. That makes more sense. But yeah, I thank everyone for joining me out. Whoever hung out, shot the shit with me, just did whatever, talked about whatever, enjoyed the game, maybe hated the game as much as I did. If I hated it, I can't decide yet. Still not a huge fan of it. But as always, anyone who helps me with that kind of stuff always elevates it beyond me just sitting here playing games by myself. Because I can always do that. But you guys make it what it is. So, until Burial at Sea, Episode 1, within the next couple of days, I'll see everyone then. Peace out.